Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Celie's Kitchen Live this morning. Okay, guys, so this morning we have a very interesting breakfast. Let me fix my collar. Yes, we have a very interesting breakfast this morning for you guys. It promises to be great, and I'm going to be making something kind of different. I hope it comes out good. I played it all in my head before this live this morning, and I've decided to give it a try on live. Let's see if I pass or fail. You be the judge. All right, guys. So water over here, so boil up. So, I always start with my tea. So this morning I'll be making some liver cleanse tea. Oh, the thing came off good. Alrighty, so I'll be making some liver cleanse tea this morning. So I have to just hold the handle of this hot water right here. I am not adding any creamer to this. I'm going to be having it straight. As you guys know, I was diagnosed some time ago with a little fatty liver. It's 33% fatty liver, so I have to get rid of that. So the tea that I'm drinking, it has dandelion in it, peppermint, and a few other herbs that's good for the liver, that helps to cleanse the liver. So I'll be having this while I am doing this live. Alrighty, so today I have my ugly Dutch pot over here, which I'll be using to steam my kale. So let me tell you guys a little trick. Kale is a green vegetable, which most of us drink in the form of smoothies. Some of us steam it. Some of us eat it raw as a salad. So this morning, what I did, because, it's hard and it takes longer to cook, to cut my cooking time in half or less than half, what I did, I soaked it in some light salted hot water, boiling water. I had a big pot. I boiled the water, little light salt, dip them in, let it sit for about 30 minutes. I just took them out to drain on this tray here. So I'm just going to be chopping it up with some seasoning over here, some saltfish, and some pumpkin. Yes. And what I'll be doing, I saw this while shopping the other day. Now, normally I make my festivals from scratch. So big up to Spurtree Hill. I'll be using your festival mix this morning to make some cups, which I'll be putting the cooked up mixture in those cups. So let's see how this comes out. Let me grab the oil. I forgot to put it over here. We keep it real up in here. So we are going to be whipping this up this morning real quick and fast. So as you know, I normally make my festivals from scratch, because when you make it from scratch, it tastes better. It's more, authentic. Let me just grab a mixing bowl right here. And I will be just making some cups out of it. And then I'll be serving it on a platter filled with some cooked up kale. Good morning, June. Good morning, good morning. So, should I measure? Let's measure. Let me open my green drawer. All right. Where's my 1 cup? It's missing from the pack. All right. So this is a cup and a half. So I'm going to be using 2 of this. So it makes it 3 cups. Alrighty, and some. All right, so I've added 3 cups of this festival mix. I'm not going by directions. I'm gonna add my own liquid as I go along, and of course I'm gonna add my twist to it. I'm gonna add some. Did it finish? Did I finish it? No. Oh, I'm gonna add some coconut milk powder to it, and we keep it real up in here. So it adds a different flavor to it. Normally I would use the Grace, but I found this one says Caribbean Flavors, and they spell the word flavors with the O-U-R. So I'm assuming it came from one of the Caribbean countries. Let's see where it was made. Lord Jesus. They say it's Caribbean, but it making a Vietnam. These people using our Caribbean name fake. Yes. They're using our Caribbean name, and it's not really from the Caribbean. It probably tastes like the Caribbean. But I'm not trust them made in China and made in Vietnam things, you know. I'm just going to add a little bit of flour. Maybe about a quarter cup. Just a quarter cup to enhance it a little bit. Because, you know, these festival mix, they tend to be on the sweeter side. And I really don't want it really sweet based on what I'm doing. So I added a little bit of flour just to enhance it. I'm not even going to add any baking powder or anything. I trust it. Alrighty. So, let's get the ball rolling. So let me make my dough first. Let me make my dough while my tea is steeping. I'm going to make my dough first. What I'm going to do, the idea is making the dough, put it on the bottom of one of my strainers or two of my strainers, hold it in the pot, let it form, and then I'll let it go in the oil so it can cook. And then I'll just flip it over. As soon as it's cooked, we put it on the platter, we cook up our kale, and then we get it all going. Alrighty, so because the kale is the hardest to cook, let me get that out of the way. While it's steaming, then I'll make my dough. Alrighty, so let's cut up our kale. Yep, let me get a big knife from my green drawer. Alright, so over here on my board, I have some dried thyme, a piece of sweet pepper, a Scotch bonnet hot pepper, boy, them pepper hot. Jesus, help me. I have some green peppers over here, bell peppers, some orange ones, and some onions. So we don't need a lot of seasoning. This is already cooked in soaked in light salt water, so it cuts my cooking time in half. And for those of you who are just joining the live, because I see people popping up, my name is Carlene, owner of Seely's Kitchen, and today I'll be making some steamed kale with saltfish and pumpkin, and I'll be serving it in some festival bowls. Let's see how this comes out. Let me wash my hands, by the way, because I'm not using gloves. I'm going to be touching the kale, so we have to make sure our hands is clean. All right. I have to make sure my hands are clean. Alrighty, so my kale is already soaked. You could feel, you know, it starts cooking in that hot water already. So this is going to cut my cooking time in half. Yes, guys, this is a way you can cook your kale. Just soak it in some boiling water, light salted, and it makes your cooking time easier. So I'm just going to cut off the long stems because I really don't want that in my steamed kale. So I'm just going to dump that over here in my composite and my garbage. I'm just going to cut off the long stems because I really don't want those in it. So let's chop these up real quick. So this is going to steam really, really fast, just like you're steaming some cabbage. Because it started to cook already in that hot water where it was being soaked. So it's going to be easier to cook right now. And you know, kale tend to be a little bit bitter. So you have to be careful while seasoning as well so you don't get a bitter taste. All right. So our kale is all cut up and ready to go. So I'm using my Big Dutch. or my medium Dutch, I should say, because I have two Dutches that are bigger. This one came from Jamaica. You see how black it is? Don't judge my pot. I love it. You're steaming some callaloo is the easiest thing to cook. You're steaming some whatever. It's just quick. All right, so I'm just going to rest my wok over here. And I'm going to put my Dutch on. All right, so I'm going to leave my pot to hot. So I have my chopped up kale. Oh, let me cut up this sweet pepper right here. So this sweet pepper came out of Corinne's garden. I don't know if she's on the live, but this sweet pepper came from her garden. It's organic. It's not sprayed. It's for real. It's real like a heart attack. All right, and it smells great too. So is this pepper as well. This pepper, but I'm not going to break the pepper in the kale. I'm just going to be steaming it with the kale so it gets the aroma and the flavor. Alrighty. And of course, I have some dried thyme and I don't want the stems in. So I'm just going to remove the leaves from the thyme and the pieces of cut up kale. So if you want to cook your kale quick, guys, just soak it in some hot boiling water. Let it sit for 30 minutes. Let the kale sit for 30 minutes. Take it out. And you're going to put in some light salted water. Oh, she's on the live. Good morning, Lady C. Good morning, Kareem. Yes, so you're going to soak it in some light salty water. And then let it drain. Take it out. Cut it up. So if you look at it, you could see it starts cooking because it was already being soaked in some hot water. So I'm just gonna cook it up right here. Alrighty, guys, so I'm using some authentic coconut oil. I'm gonna be steaming it in some organic non-GMO coconut oil, and it says it's unrefined, it's cold pressed, and it's virgin. It never touched. Let me behave myself on this live here. All right. So the coconut oil is virgin. I'm telling you, like the Virgin Mary. So because it's coconut oil, you know coconut oil when it gets cold, it looks like butter. But as soon as you add it to a pot, it turns to oil. Let me add a little bit more. And coconut oil is actually good for us. It's actually good for us. Alrighty, so some of you might be wondering, what are the benefits of kale? If you go to the doctor will tell you, do not eat any green vegetable if you're taking blood pressure pills. Why? Let me tell you why. Because of the vitamin K in the greens. So if you take the blood pressure pill and it drops your pressure and you go eat some kale, especially kale, it's very high in vitamin K, it will drop your pressure so low you can walk and just pass out. So they always advise you not to eat any green vegetable when you're taking a blood pressure pill. So guys, take notes. Take notes. Alrighty, let's get our kale going. Alrighty, so let's put our seasoning in first. Let's put my peppers. Oh Lord, the seasoning that killed me. You see, because it's so potent, because everything is organic, the smell of it is just killing my nose. Makes me want to cough. It's actually in my throat. So let's add our kale. Guys, my parasites are killing me. It's killing my nose. So let's stir everything together. So we're going to cover and let it steam. Now, I half blanched some pumpkins and I boiled some saltfish. Now, this is going to add the real flavor to the mixture. Carmen said, good morning. Good morning, Carmen. It was nice seeing you last night. Corrine, she said, why no greens? Why no greens? Because of the vitamin K. The vitamin K is very potent, especially in the kale. And you could Google it if you doubt me. Google it. Google will tell you too. The vitamin K and taking blood pressure medication can lower your blood pressure so low you can just walk and pass out. So they don't want your pressure to drop below the levels where it should not be. So they advise you not to eat any greens while taking pressure pills. All right, so I'm just going to add some pieces of pumpkin and some pieces of saltfish. Let me taste the saltfish. I'm never going to taste it if it's too salt. No, man, it's all right. Perfect. Because sometimes, you know, you boil saltfish, guys, and I only boil it one time. But this is not the cod. This is the fillets, the saltfish fillets. So you find that they boil really quick and the salt comes out of it really quick. I have to hold my Dutch pot with this dishcloth because it's very hot. All right, so let's season our pot a little bit. So I'm adding some adobo, not a lot, because remember the saltfish and the salty taste was in it before. Some onion powder. Some Mrs. Dash salt-free. And some parsley. We're not adding a lot of seasoning because you don't need to season this too much. You don't need a lot of spices with kale when you're steaming kale. So I'm just going to cover and let it steam. And if I need to add any liquid, I'm going to be adding some coconut water. All right, so let's clean. And I forgot about the pepper. So we're going to stuff this pepper down in the middle of the kale. And then we're going to cover. So let's turn down our fire. And we're going to leave it to steam. All right, let's clean up a little around here. You know, you clean as you go along so you don't have a dirty stove to clean when this is over. Makes your life so much easier. All right, let me wash my hands again because I'm going to have to be kneading dough. All right, guys, so for those of you who are just joining, I am making some festival bowls this morning, but I'm using the Spurtree brand festival mix. They have it in this big bag right here. I added a little bit of flour to it just to take away some of the sweetness from it because I really don't want it to be very sweet. Good morning, Kemar. So she said, so how do I go without greens? Sorry, I have to get my green juice. Never affect me. Okay, so if you're drinking your green juice, you have to space it out. So for example, if you take your blood pressure pills every day, and the doctor always tell you to take it in the mornings. So if you take it early in the mornings at breakfast, do not drink your green juice at that time. Drink your green juice towards the nighttime, the evening time, going to bed. So the blood pressure pill is already all dissolved in the body. It broke down in the body already. You'll pass it out because some blood pressure meds, it has potassium in it, and it makes you go. It makes you pee like a water pill. So you would have already passed out all the excess fluids that you need to pass out. It would have already worked in your body for the day. So you could drink this towards the end of the day. But if you drink both, it can lower your blood pressure and weakens the body. Google it if you have any doubts, Karine. All right, let me mix up my dough over here. So, all right. So, I'm going to be using some ice water. So, you know when you're making dough. Good morning, Lloyd. I forget you're in New York. How are you? So, let me get some ice. Because when you're making doughs, you know, the best thing to use is ice water. So let me use some. All right, let me put this back. I'll just fill the trays when I'm done. Let me get a bottle of water from my stash right here. Ah. Alrighty. All right, so while this is being cooled, let's check on our kale right here. It's steaming nice and slow. And I think I want to add a little coconut water to the pot. Yep, tell me I'm crazy. Just a little goes a long way. Yep. So that will be a little liquid in there. And I'm going to put some butter. Yeah, let me get some butter from the refrigerator. So let's get some, I cannot believe it's not butter, vegan. All right, so let's add some butter to this pot. So I'm adding about 2 ounces of butter just to enhance the taste. You know, Jamaicans, we love to add butter to everything. Dumpling and butter, butter and rice, butter and this and that. Yeah, so I added 2 ounces of butter just to mellow it out. Alrighty, so our water is already cool right here. So I'm reading, people said I don't read the comments. I'm reading comments this morning. So she said, okay, got you, pretty lady. Thank you. Alrighty. So let's add some ice water to the dough. Because you know, ice water make the best dough. Because when you use the ice water to make the dough, guys, it doesn't absorb the oil. It does not absorb the oil. So, you know, eventually I'm going to have to use my hands, which I already washed. Because you can't make dough with gloves. If you try and make the dough with the glove, it's going to stick all over it and it's going to be a mess. You see how much ice water? This whole cup, almost. If I was using pipe water or regular room temperature water, I would just have to use a little bit. All right, so the dough is now together. It's now together, so I'm just gonna knead it. All right, so let's knead this bad boy together. Sometimes you even have to make a fist to kind of knead it properly. Okay, dough nice and firm and look like it's ready to go. Alrighty, so our dough is ready, guys. See, it's not sticking, it's ready. I could actually throw it up like a ball. It's nice and heavy, and that's the texture I am looking for. Alrighty. Alright, so our dough is ready. So now I am going to be using my wok to make the bowls. So let's put this kale on the back stove or put it over there. Sorry, let me get a mitten because we don't want to burn ourselves. So I'm just going to change stove sides and just going to let this continue to steam. Let me wash my hands again because I touched the mitten. I hold the pot handle. All right. And I forgot about my tea right here. Let me take 2 sips. Let me take 2 sips. Mm-hmm. And welcome to all my YouTubers. I see Barbara. I see a few new people that I'm not familiar with. Alrighty, so we need high flame to make these bowls. Let me make some space right here. Alrighty, so this is what I'll be using to make the bowls. So I'll be making one not too round and one kind of round. So I'm going to have two types of bowls. So watch me. Watch me. Good morning, Dorrit. How you feeling? How the weather in Brooklyn? All right. So let's rest these inside a bowl. Let's fill our pot with some oil. So I'm using vegetable oil today, guys. All right. Using some nice vegetable oil. So we need to get this pot smoking. We need to get the spot smoking. I have to make sure my kale is not burning and it's properly steaming, and it smells awesome. Smells great. All right, so we need to get this going. All right, so it's a kale morning, you know, guys. It's a kale morning. And the reason why it's a kale morning for me, for the last 2 weeks, I realized that my BP, which is my blood pressure, has been going up. I know I'm not getting enough rest. Hubby's work schedule changed, so it affected me a little bit. I had to get up earlier. Even though I get to go to bed a little earlier, but I get up earlier in the morning. And you know, he doesn't eat street food, so you have to make breakfast and you have to make lunch. Yes, him want to eat from him wife kitchen every day. Sometimes I say, Lord, give me a break and I go eat the food. Him say, no, the people them out the road can't cook. This the people them food. But you have to give the man what he wants. He work hard. So it's a sacrifice. And that's a part of the wifely duties. So you have to fulfill the wifely duties. So, you know, you don't get enough rest. You're running here, there, trying to run Sealy's Kitchen too and everything else. And, you know, trying to run business in Jamaica. Because as you know, my mother had a stroke earlier this year. So, you know, she has people work. I have people down there working with her in the house. You know, I have to be attending to them, attending to business here. And it's been rough. But I'm still a push through. I'm still standing. So, you know, sometimes pressures of life and stresses, your blood pressure tend to get a little bit out of whack. So I kind of want to shy away from them pills, those Losartan that the doctor prescribed. I really don't want to take them, but I end up taking it. But I haven't taken it in 2 days, and I've been trying to do more natural stuff. Yes, and the kale is the natural stuff. So I'm making kale bowls this morning, and I'm going to be making kale tonic. Yes. So my daughter took me to this restaurant. I wish she was on the live. I forgot the name of the restaurant in Florida. They sell healthy type foods. Guys, you got to taste kale tonic. Yana been drinking kale tonic since she was 3 months old. Yes, she loved kale tonic. So I am going to be making the same ingredients they put in the kale tonic over there. Is the same ingredients I'll be using this morning to make my kale tonic. Because guess what? Because it have my touch, it a got turned up. Yes. Anyway, my pot hot. I can smell it. So this is what I'm going to be doing, guys. So I'm going to be taking a piece of the dough, rolling it. I'm going to roll it in my hands. Oh, tongue tie. And then I'm going to place it on the bottom of this. Lord, I hope it come off. It'll get sticky. Guys, we need some flour. You know me keep it real up in here. We need like a flour. It starts to get like a sticky-ish. Because, remember, we added a lot of cold water. So I have some flour on the side that I could roll it. Yes. So we don't get it sticking. Alright, so let's try this one. So, I'm going to be putting it on the bottom of this. Like this, like so. So I might be making about 6 of these. I might not be making a lot. Because it's kind of time consuming. it's kind of time consuming. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to ease this in the oil, which I want to test the oil a little bit. Yes, it's sizzling. And then I'm going to dip it in there. And then I'm going to make another one. And what I'm going to do is form it on the bottom of this one. I'm going to form it on the bottom of this one. So I'm making a bowl. Yeah, I'm making a bowl with some festival mix. And we don't want it to be burning, so let me turn it down a little. So it's soaking right through the strainer. And I'm going to put this one in shortly. So let's put this one in. Ooh, guys, you see it have a nice color already. So what I'm going to do, oops, I'm going to have to take it off. So I'm just going to ease it from the strainer so it can finish cook. All right, so bingo. So one is already down. Let's take this off. Let's make another one. Let's flip this one because one side is cooked. So you want to flip the other side so the inside gets cooked. So I'm just going to make about 6 of them. Oops. Oops. Oh, this one for the garbage. If my brother was here, he would have said, I wonder for the dopey them. Can't bother with him now. You know, we're not perfect in the kitchen. Sometimes accidents happen. And it even happened on my live. Popping. All right, I think one side of this is done. And I have to turn my fire down because we don't want it burned. So we have to ease this one off. And we have to ease it off slowly so it doesn't break. We have to make sure we ease it properly so it does not break. All right, so we have 2 going in the pot, guys. We have 2 mini bowls going in the pot. So let's put a 3rd one in. So I'm just going to make about 6 of them. Let's form this on the bottom. All right. Let's make another one right here. And let's check out our kale so we don't have it burning. And guys, it's nicely steaming in the pot. You could smell the peppers. You could smell everything. All right. So let's make another bowl. So in the interest of time, and let me check my time, I am just going to make 4 for now. I'll just make 4 later on, but I'll make 4 for now in the interest of time. All right. So one of them is ready. And let's get our platter ready. Let's get our platter ready. All right, so we have 2 ready so far, guys. We have 2 ready so far. And we're waiting on the other 2 to finish cooking. Let me turn this fire off. All right, guys, so our kale looks like it's ready. It looks like it's ready. Let me get a fork. Yes, our kale is definitely ready. It's cooked. It's cooked to perfection. It's nice and soft. Because you know, guys, a lot of people don't like to steam kale because, you know, it takes long to cook and it don't taste so right. Mmm. Delicious. Mmm. Very good. It is very, very extremely tasty. And if you want, I might just burst this pepper because it needs a little spice. So I'm just going to burst my Scotch bonnet pepper, split it in threes with a fork so it can make it a nice, spicy, tasting steamed kale with saltfish. Alrighty, so let's turn our stove off and those things are ready to go. That kale is ready to go. Alrighty, so let's ease this one off. And let's flip it over. So I'm just going to do 4 for display purposes and in the interest of time. In the interest of time. All right, so let's flip this over. These things almost look like, you know, the stuff that the Trinis bake called bake. It kind of have that look to me, but it's actually festival. Alrighty, so we have 2 already, and I'm waiting on 2 more. So, to get our meal complete today, let me wash my hands. To get our meal complete today, we're going to be making our kale tonic. Okay, so in this bowl right here, guys, I have 2 green apples, 2 Granny Smith apples. Oh, Elwood, thank you for 20 stars. Oh my God, thank you for stars, Elwood. She's always sending me stars. Guys, I mean, and this lady is not rich, but she's going to be rich one day. She always sending me stars, no matter what. Thank you, Elwood. I appreciate it. Alrighty, so I have 2 lemons. 2 lemons that I peel, which I'm going to be pushing through my juice extractor. 1 kiwi. And we have some pieces of ginger. And of course, we have our kale. I washed this and put it in a bowl over here. Just let me grab it real quick. Just let me grab it real quick. Okay, so this was, I had this in a bowl. Let me rinse again. I had them soaking in some water, but I like to make a final rinse sometimes, guys. That's just me. That's just crazy me. I like to have everything all nice and clean. Alrighty. So we're gonna rest our kale, nice and green, organic kale, in a bowl. All right, I think my festivals are ready. So I gotta press down the middle a little bit to make sure we get that little sink. All right, so we have our bowls ready, ready like Freddy. All right, let's turn our stove off. Alrighty, so let these sit and cool for a minute while we make our kale tonic. Where's my thing that I push? Oh. One of them is stuck. One of my apples are stuck. You know what? Let me put this one right here. It's higher. Okay, guys, there we go. We have our kale tonic. I have some spills on the counter. I just need to clean up for a little bit. I have some spills. Even my bowl got spilled up, but it's okay. Alrighty, so let me take this up. Alright. So now, guys, we have our kale tonic. All extracted. We're not straining it. It's the real deal. No preservatives, no additives, no nothing. Let's taste it. Ooh, this tastes right. And let's add some pieces of ice to it now. Wow. So this tops it off. And of course, we're going to need a straw. I had taken out some agave as a sweetener, but I don't think I want to use the agave anymore. It tastes just perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now, let's fix up our kale bowls. Yeah, let's fix up our kale bowls. Yep, let's do this, guys. All right. Oops, we make a mess. All right, so let's clean up the side of our bowls. Let's do some cleaning up of the side of our bowls. You know, you got to make sure your presentation. I said 1. We don't want it said 2. All right. So our kale platter is ready. Let's clean the edges off our platter. Make sure everything is where it ought to be. Yes. Yes, guys. So, I present to you this morning some kale mini bowls with some steamed kale and saltfish on top. What could a nicer? Hey, we can't wait for taste it. And not to mention our kale tonic over here. This is so delicious, guys. This is so delicious. For the rest of the week, I'll be making this. And guess what? I'm not taking those pills. I want to flush those pills down the toilet. We need to start implementing healthy diets every day. We need to start practicing healthy diets every day, because guess what? Those pills, they have side effects. I watched my mother take Losartan for years. And then they changed it and gave her a stronger one. And guess what it did? It damaged her kidneys. She has stage 5 kidney disease. But thank God she's not on dialysis. Yes, medication. Those medication destroys the organs. They help one situation, but in the same breath, it's destroying something else. And we can't afford that. God put the plants, the fruits, the vegetables on this land for us to nourish our bodies. But guess what? We love McDonald's with the fake sandwiches. I was watching something on TikTok the other day, and they were telling you how fake. Matter of fact, let me back that up. There was a couple in the 60s that died in a house, and they found some fries and a chicken sandwich or a burger. I think it was a burger from in the 60s. And when they show the picture of it, the thing looked like it brand new. Yeah, it looked like it was just bought. That goes to show you that all these GMO stuff that they use to form these quote unquote chicken sandwich and French fries, which is not real, which is not made from real potatoes. I even saw something recently, the famous Pringles, which we love so much. It's not made from real potato, guys. Stop eating it. It's not good for you. It tastes good. It looks good, but it's damaging the body. If you read the back of the Pringles container, it says made with bioengineer ingredients. The Ritz crackers, it has bioengineer ingredients in it as well. Yes. All these things has bioengineer ingredients, guys, and we have to be careful. We have to be careful how we eat. Alrighty, so guess what? I'm gonna be tasting this for you right now on live. Mmm. Tastes so good. Mmm. So delicious. So delicious. Mmm. Mmm. Guys, this is really good. So guys, if you like what we cooked in Silly's Kitchen today, I want you to like this video, share this video, and if you're not yet subscribed to Silly's Kitchen YouTube channel, I don't know what you're waiting on. Like, share, and subscribe to Silly's Kitchen YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram channels. So, as Jamaicans would say, walk good. So I want all of you on this live platform today to take care of yourselves and walk good. And remember, YouTubers, please to visit our merch store. We have some very interesting items there. We have aprons, we have hoodies, we have cups, we have pot holders, duffel bags, and a whole array of items for you to purchase. Take care, God bless, and have a great weekend.